Hey timeless travelers, welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. I am Trish Smith. I am the travel agent, owner of Trish's Timeless Travels, and also the face of this channel. So welcome to the channel. So this video, I'm going to talk about my experience on the first time traveling on Spirit Airlines. Was it a bust or was it a book? So, okay guys, first and foremost, I have never flown Spirit Airlines. This was my first time, and I didn't really all the way know what to expect, but I kind of did, just from other people's videos, other people's information. But you know, until you experience something on yourself for the first time, you don't really know what you're getting yourself into. So first and foremost, Spirit Airlines is a budget airline, and that is, so they have a very, very basic amenities on their plane. It is a small airline. It is a basic fare airline. They have super inexpensive flight tickets. Now, I say flight tickets because that does not include your seat. Let me explain. So with Spirit Airlines, you can actually buy a ticket on the flight, but not be assigned a seat until right before you leave. So like when you check in, then you are assigned a seat. Or you can purchase your seat, and the seats are from the back of the plane to the front of the plane, least expensive to most expensive. So they can range anywhere from $16 or $17 up to $47 for a bigger seat in the front of the plane. So I decided not to, on the way down to Orlando, so I flew from Kansas City, Missouri to Orlando, Florida. So on the way down, I decided I wanted to see exactly what this experience was like, not actually buying a seat. I wanted to see how that would work. So I didn't buy a seat, and when I checked in 24 hours before, I was assigned an aisle seat. I believe I was in 17D. So I was assigned a seat, so it was an aisle seat, and I was like, okay, fine. I didn't take a suitcase, so if you guys want to watch the video with me packing Spirit Airlines, you can catch that video. But I did not take any luggage other than my backpack. So I had no carry-on, I had no check bag, none of that. So I didn't have to go to get my bags checked or weighed or anything like that. So I went straight to the straight to TSA. When I walked in, went straight to TSA, went through the line, got everything done, and then I went and waited for my flight. When they did the boarding, they board in 1, 2, 3, 4 zones, and I was in boarding zone 3. So when I got on the plane, and there was some really stinky people getting on the plane with me. I don't understand, because it was 7 o'clock in the morning. How they were that funky, I don't know. But they smelled terrible. They smelled like booty juice, like sweat and butt and unwashed armpits. It was awful. That's not Spirit's fault, but I just felt like Delta would never. Anyway, so get on the plane. There is a very robust woman in the window seat, and I am in the aisle seat, and she looks over at me and she says, hey, do you think anybody's going to sit with us? And I said, well, I don't know. I mean, they're still boarding, so I guess we'll have to see. Not 5 minutes later, a very large man came, and he was the middle seat. So yeah, he was just all on me, like all over my arm. His legs rubbed up against me. So we had an entanglement for 2.5 hours because he just rubbed his thigh meat against my thigh meat for the whole 2.5 hour flight. It was just very uncomfortable. Second thing is, the tray table was the smallest tray table I've ever seen on a flight. It was so small. It was really tiny. And the seat back pocket wasn't even a pocket, it was just bungee straps. So I like had to put my Coke down there and like in the bungee strap, and then put my iPad on the tray table so I could watch my movie while I flew. It was crazy. It was just really uncomfortable. So I was just like, oh my god, the thought of flying back was just woo. Flying back on Spirit, I decided to buy a seat. So I decided to go ahead and pay the $16 and bought a window seat. When I got on the plane, there were 2 young people in my row, and the young lady was actually in my seat. I was like, hey, you're in my seat. And they were like looking at me like they didn't want to move. And I'm like, bro, you're in my seat. And the guy was like, well, I'll buy it from you. And I was like, all right, how much? And he's like, $20. And I was like, all right, come on. So I wound up sitting on the aisle anyway. But they were like, they stayed in their side, I stayed in my side. So no entanglements, no scandal on the way home. Just didn't get a window seat like I paid for. So would I book Spirit Airlines again? Oh, I'm sorry, left out a very important piece of information. Not only do you have to buy your seat on Spirit Airlines, you have to pay for your carry-on suitcase and your check bag. Like it's $35 each way for a carry-on, which was just like, what? And then like $40 for a check bag. So I didn't see very many people getting off going to baggage claim off of Spirit. A lot of people either just had a backpack or they had a backpack and a carry-on. But what I did notice on there is that you did have to pay for everything on the seat. So the refreshment cart came down the aisle, and I already knew that you had to buy like everything on Spirit Airlines. Like nothing is complimentary. So the cart comes down the aisle, and the lady across the aisle from me is like, yes, I'd have a coffee. And the flight attendant was like, that'll be $2. Girlfriend made eye contact with me like, is she serious? And I was like, and the lady was just like making the coffee as she's, waiting on her to get her money out. So at that point, she's like, felt like, I know how I would feel, like committed, like I got to get it now. So she went ahead and bought the coffee. But I was just like, really? Like bottled water was like $2 or $4 or something like that. Bottled water. Coffee was $2. I think the guy next to me bought like some gummy bears. They were like $6. It was crazy. Like everything on there, like there's no complimentary refreshments on Spirit Airlines. They like, get your butt in this little car seat and sit down. Cause that's what that seat felt like. It was so tight. It felt like I was in a toddler's car seat. The flight itself was really smooth. There was no issues going. The landing, baby. The landing. All of us travel agents who flew on Spirit all said the same thing. He put that plane down like butter, baby. I mean, that was the smoothest landing I've ever had, going and coming. When we landed in Orlando and when we landed in Kansas City, he put that bird down gently. Like it was a baby bird. He put that bird down gently. So that was literally the highlight of flying Spirit. So to answer the question, would I book Spirit again? I mean, when you pay $1.57 for a flight, you can't expect much. And I really, honestly, I thought I was going to be sitting on an egg crate strapped in with bungee straps. So to have real seats was icing on the cake. But I'm going to tell you guys, I never told you guys in the previous video, I paid $64 round trip from Kansas City to Orlando on Spirit Airlines. $64 was my base ticket without purchasing a seat or anything like that. It was $64. So would I book Spirit again? I would, only if it is me by myself, not with my family. I would never subject my family to that. Y'all know the big guy ain't going for it. Y'all already know the big guy, king of the upgrade, is not going for it. And we done raise these little bougie kids. They would not be happy. They would probably put me in a nursing home when I got old. If I was flying by myself, it was a short trip like this one. I was only gone from Saturday to Monday. And it was in the summertime where I didn't have to pack a lot of heavy clothing and I only had to pack my backpack to travel. I I would purchase it again. Being as how that's generally not how I travel. I am usually gone for several days. I'm usually traveling in the winter, and I usually have to have a carry-on for all my camera equipment, my work equipment, clothing, jewelry, makeup, everything. I wouldn't fly Spirit under those normal circumstances. It would literally have to be a situation like this past week where I was flying in for traveling, for training. I didn't need a lot of, dress clothes. I didn't need any suits or dress shoes. We were going to the parks and we were going to a resort tour. That's it. So, yeah, I would book it again under those circumstances. Any other circumstances? No. No. And I'm sorry, Southwest Airlines, that I've cheated on you. I know we've had a monogamous relationship for many, many years for domestic travel. I know that Delta and American Airlines have had international love experiences. I'm sorry that I stepped out on y'all with this little cheap floozy Spirit. But I might slide in her DMs again under certain circumstances. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. If it was, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Let me know that you are enjoying this type of content. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and so that way you can keep up on all of our vacation videos, all of our unboxings, all of my opinion videos. And I thank you for watching, and I hope all your travels are timeless.